I'm going to call the Star City Council meeting to order. It's Tuesday, July 15th, 2025 at 7 p.m. here at the Star City Council chambers. Can you please all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Tonight's invocation is by Caden Botrobek. He's the Associate Minister with Calvary Star Church. So I think he's bringing up a new microphone. I think that one wasn't working.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
So just bow your heads with me. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this time that you have brought for us. We thank you for giving us a building where we can meet and make decisions, Lord. And hopefully those decisions are based on you, what you're telling us to do, Lord. Your word does say that the heart of the righteous studies how to answer. And so, Lord, I pray that that's our hearts right now, Lord, that we study what you're asking us to do. And Lord, that we move humbly, Lord, not puffed up or prideful, Lord, but we're convicted by your words and we can go by what you're doing here. Very thankful for what you're doing in the city of Star, Lord. I pray that, I know it's summer break, but I pray that you're going before all the school boards and all that, Lord, giving them the curriculum to teach the future generations. Father, be with them, present with them in that. Lord, for our first responders, Lord, will you be with them? Give them the boldness and the courage to go through anything that they're going through right now, Lord, and the families of those responders. I pray that you give them peace in their hearts. And Father, we're thankful. I pray that the city of Star, Lord, is just a beaming light that people just see and they know something's different here, Lord, and that's because your hand is here. We're in your hand right now, Lord. Your presence is in this city. So, Lord, may the city of Star just be a light to all those around us and people come in. We thank you, Lord. We give you this time. Go before us in the conversation today. In your name we pray, Lord. Amen.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hey, we got Kelly here tonight helping us. Shelly's on vacation, so we will do the roll call. We'll do a roll call here in a second.
All
Ryan,
right,
we got
yeah.
another mic that's not working.
This one's working.
Okay.
Hershey,
Here.
Wheelock,
Yeah.
Salmonson. Here.
All right. And Councilman Nielsen is at a work thing tonight, so he's unable to attend tonight. So thank you. We're going to move on to our presentations tonight. Our first one's from the Ada Community Library. Miss Mary Ann, you're going to come up here and just state your name, please, for the record. And
Sure.
I think Sean have a presentation for you, I believe.
Yes, he
And then are
should.
you controlling it yourself or is he controlling it?
He is control,
Okay, all right.
or so he says.
So he says.
Yes.
Very good.
Well, city council members, honorable mayor, thank you very much for your time tonight. For past 2 years, I've served as an elected trustee of one of 5 volunteers for the Ada Community Library Board. We are unpaid. We are definitely library advocates. The Idaho Commission for Libraries provides for the duties of the trustees to include keeping elected officials and community leaders informed of the library district. And that's why I have these 10 minutes on your agenda tonight. And thank you, Mayor Chadwick, for putting me on the agenda. There are 162 public libraries in Idaho. Some of them are cities, some of them are districts. Our Ada County Free District was established in 1984. We commonly are referred to as the Ada Community Library. We serve over 65,000 people, and that's growing and growing, as is everything here. We have a current budget of $5.3 million, plus a $1.4 million that we hold as an operating reserve. Approximately 60% of the funds are used for the staffing for the libraries and the rest for collections, acquisitions, special programming, maintenance. When first elected as a trustee in 2023, the board agreed I could develop a YouTube channel to increase the understanding of the district and its operations. And I have provided each of you a card that has the QR code on the back for quick access to that channel. There are, the productions are done with total volunteer time and then reviewed by the board and by the library director for accuracy. We are going to see one short edition of that channel tonight. We have 4 physical branches in our district with on-site services, including research assistants and heavily used community meeting rooms. We also have a van service that we call our Connect branch, and that serves daycares, assisted living centers, nursing homes, etc. Idaho libraries give our citizens access to over 10 million items. Plus, one can access many items from across the world. Approximately 1/2 of Idaho citizens are what I would call card-carrying library holders, and they actively use the library systems, not just for books, but for digital access, for special programming, etc. We've got, I'm going to show you a 5-minute segment off our YouTube channel, and then stand for any questions that you have. So, Sean?
Have you ever noticed that one of the items you pick up from your library request comes from a different library than the one you consider your home? That is an example of cooperation among 11 libraries in our beautiful valley areas. Around 1973, several libraries in southern Idaho established a consortium to better use the collections. By the 1990s, our Ada Free Library District joined along with several others. The group is known as the LINKS Consortium. Today, there are 11 members providing users efficient access to 1.5 million items. A frequent courier system moves materials from location to location. The consortium operates through a joint powers agreement, and costs are divided in relation to the number of users. Benefits of the LINKS Consortium. Strategic materials acquisition. For example, this Ada County Free Library District concentrates on equipment patrons are interested in, such as camping tent loans. Other districts have specialties in items such as digital equipment. Accessibility. Users have efficient access to 1.5 million items in the collections. What do you love about your library? Let's hear from a few of our patrons.
I've been coming here for almost 7 years, and so when we first started coming, my kids were quite young, and there's amazing programs for littles. Yeah. And some of my favorites, they did like a sign language class, and I got so much out of that. And my girls, and we were like learning songs with sign, and every week we would have like themes. Well, you can ask any of the stuff. We were here every day, and sometimes we would come and go. We'd come like 3 or 4 times in a day, and they're like, "Oh, you're back again." Yeah, we love the library.
My family has been coming to the library for about 5 years now. When we first moved into this neighborhood on the side of town, I didn't know anyone, so I thought I would come to the library to meet what kinds of people are on this side of town and hopefully make some friends. Well, boy, was I in for a treat. We came the first day and my girls fell in love with the library program going on that day. They had some shaky eggs and did a song with those, and then they had a farm craft that they did. And if you know my girls, you know that they love crafting. As time went on, we became regulars at the library. And so we became friends with all the librarians and all of the parents who would bring their kids to the programs. And so now some of my favorite people 5 years later are what I call mom friends from the library.
started coming when our daughter was little and she's turning 8 next month. So for 8 years we came here, started attending like baby rhyme time classes and things like that. And I didn't really know anyone, we just moved in. And I made my best friend in the world. I met her in the playroom at the library, and my daughter took her first steps here, and now that she's older, she finds these critters like, you know, snails in the river, and she brings them in and she researches with the librarians what to feed them. And, you know, it's just amazing watching my kids grow up and make friends here, and they love the librarians so much. They invite them to bake sales and they come, and it's
Am I on your seat? Yeah. You have it. I've always liked the library for books, and then I remember being surprised when the library had DVDs for rent, and then I've just been blown away. There's like 3D printing and athletic equipment and guitars, and Rosie gets yard games from the library, and the kids get toy robots from the library, and I've just been amazed at the breadth of stuff we can check out here.
So I think we can cut it now. But I just really encourage you, please, to take a look at the YouTube channel. We have 7 segments up now. I'll describe the district as well as the services that we provide. So do you have any questions? I think I have a minute.
Yeah, just real quick. So besides the Star, there's 3 other locations. Where are
Yes.
those at?
Yes, there are Victory over by Victory and 5 Mile. There's Lake Hazel branch, which is further south. There's, of course, our Star facility. And let's see, and then Hidden Springs.
Oh, yeah, so Hidden Springs is.
Hidden Springs is, yes. And then our Connect branch
Yeah.
via our mobile vans. Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions for Miss Marianne from anybody else?
Mayor Chadwick.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've seen in the news a little bit about some possible changes in funding from like the federal level. Can you speak to that at all? I use the library quite a bit and love the audio books and stuff. And I'm like, am I going to still be able to get my books? I don't know. So do you have any insight into that?
Yes, Councilmember Salmonson, thanks for asking that question. Yes, the National National Institute for Libraries and Museums. That's the federal funding that comes through. And yes, major cuts in that program. However, primarily in Idaho, it's going to hit the small rural libraries the hardest. We think that we can figure out a way to manage, but it's not pleasant. It's not good, but I think you'll still have your audiobooks.
To continue to support the library.
Good.
You have a wonderful service, and you know, it really, I think library is great for any community and just helps with the family and friends and all of that. So thank you.
Yes, it's a tremendous resource. Yes.
All right. Anybody else got questions for Miss Marianne?
Or a comment.
Okay.
I was at some kind of lunch and learn thing, and the library was there. I was blown away at how much more they do than I even realized. Sorry, I just ate a mint.
That's okay.
Especially I was as young people that are transitioning from school to careers or something. You had so many test preps to help them get into certain careers, and also to help direct them into careers, and the history and the skills of what you need to do, things like EMT. And I was just floored that that was all for free. So fantastic. And yes, very supportive of the library.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Okay, Councilman.
Glad to hear it.
Mayor. You know, I just recognize the diversity of the things that we see the library participating with. Truckapalooza here in the summer.
Uh-huh.
They have all the trucks come to the elementary school and kids honk the horns back and forth. Have a good time with that. And it's more than just books. It's teaching the kids. And I appreciate all that you guys do.
That's great. We truly view ourselves as a lifelong learning resource center. So, but
No, I said cool.
oh, cool.
You looked at me like, what?
Cool, great. Before I quit, I would like to make sure that you know Mary Ellington, who is our branch manager here.
We all know Miss.
In Star. I figured you probably did. But thank you so much for your time.
I think even Chief spends time there reading books occasionally. Yes, he does to the kids. Yep. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, Miss Marianne. All right, we're gonna move on to the police chief report. You better be just as happy.
I am.
Zero arrests.
Right, right. Well, good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, Chief Zach Hessing, Star Police Department. I will say I'm grateful for the library here. They reached out and we do go read to kids once a month, and it's usually me doing it because I really enjoy seeing actual smiles rather than my normal clientele that's not the smiles. So I do appreciate them and that community engagement piece. So I'll just jump in real quick for the June report. What happened here in City of Star. So we had 6 person crimes, 5 property crimes, and 9 society crimes.
I think we need to scroll down a little bit, Sean. Thank you.
Yep. Right there where it says crimes reported by month and type. All 9 society crimes are all drug related for this month. Majority of those were just marijuana cases, but we did have a cocaine case in the mix of there too. So
Can I just ask, was that off of traffic stops
Yes.
or they were? Okay.
I don't know if all the marijuana ones, but the cocaine one was, yes.
Okay.
That was our favorite deputy, Luna. that
Luna,
got that one.
Pick that up.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah, K9 Luna got that one. So, we had a total of 400 citizen calls for service. That's when somebody actually picks up a phone and calls for a deputy. We had 400 of those, and proactive policing calls, we had 2,414. So that's when we were self-initiated traffic stops, stopping people walking on the street in the middle of the night, seeing who they are, going out talking to kids at the skate park, those type of things. So we're about 6 calls to 1 being proactive. So we are being very proactive out there and trying to get out and see the community. And one of those for sure for the month was at the library doing reading for the kids. So the only thing really in the select call types that I noticed for this month was we did have 41 crashes in the City of Star. Well, it could be City of Star. We responded to 41 crashes, I should say. So Highway 16, because it jumps in and out of unincorporated Eagle and Star. But we did have quite a few. If you look at last month, we had 30. In the month of June, we had 29. So it was quite the increase for June of 25. I don't know what caused that, but it did kind of pique my interest a little bit. The rest of it was about the same across the boards for select call types. We had a total of 8 arrests. So if you scroll up just a little bit, right number of arrests, we had 8 total. 2 of those were DUI arrests. 1 was a warrant arrest, and the rest of them were drug charge arrests. About 13% of the total calls that we took were drug charges. And then we did have 101 citations for the month of June that we ended up citing. I did notice in this report, we had I think 5 citations that are actually on the Canyon County side. And so we are getting out on the Canyon County side of Star and starting to, we do make a lot of traffic stops over there, but we're starting to see more citations on that side. So all code 3 call types. So the code 3 response, that's lights and siren when we run code. We had a total of 4 of those in Star. So we had 3 minutes and 6 seconds was in Star. So a little higher than what our average of 242 is, but well below our goal of under 4 minutes. So we're still staying within that. Then outside of STAR, you can see where we had 15 that we ran outside of STAR and we're 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And I think that correlates with the amount of traffic crashes that we had. That's got to be Highway 16 there that we're responding to and 2026, but mostly 16. We saw quite a few of those in June. The only thing I added to this, I got to add it to the actual report so you can see it, but I did pull the numbers today. K9 Luna had 6 deployments for the month of June. So not as many deployments as last month. She's been down at STAR, the Freedom Park down there, kind of walk around, enjoying the kids down there quite a bit. So she's been busy down there, but she did get, out of those 6 deployments, she got 0.7 grams of cocaine and 23.7 grams of marijuana off the street. And then code enforcement, we had 42 incidents of code enforcement for the month of June of Cameron Stewart, our code enforcement officers out there trying to deal with some of the code problems we're having. So I think that's it, unless there's any questions by mayor or city.
Just wonder, does Luna take her handler with her? Goldstein? Never hear
Usually,
about his name. It's always
Usually.
Luna.
yeah, it's always, they want to meet Luna. They don't really care too much
They don't care about Sam.
Deputy Goldstein, but.
Awesome. Any questions of Chief?
No, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I did have somebody talk to me about the new code enforcement officer and said, even though they were there to correct him, he was still very, very good and social, and it was a good interaction, even though it was on a corrective measure.
Good.
So
Thank you.
that was fun to hear.
Good. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Thank you, sir.
You bet.
All right, we're going to move on to item 4C, the quarterly financial report from Ms. Michelle. And just for the record, Ms. Michelle does not like public speaking, so.
Address them to mayor, please. Okay, so our revenue for this up until June 30th is at 20.4 million. We're sitting at 78.34% for the year. We've still got, the rest of 2.5 months left to go. So I think we're sitting good there. Our personnel service expenses at 2.495 million, which means we spent 74% of our budget. Operating expenses at 13,727 million. We're sitting at 77% of our budget on that one. Capital expenses, and this is going to be like our pavilion parks and our remodels and things like that we've done. 4.2 million, which is at 83%. So overall, we're sitting at, the $20.4 million, and I think we're sitting pretty good, considering we still have 2.5 more months. So.
Yeah, when you look at if you really think about it, you want to be right around 75%. We're a little bit over on everything on that, but a lot of the operating expense stuff is all related to the number of building permits. They're coming in and out of the city on that. So, and on the capital expense, we have some park stuff that we're still working on. You'll see that number jump up here probably the next month when as we're finishing up Boot Hill Park up here by the cemetery. So. Cool. Yep.
All right.
All right. Thank you,
Sweet.
Michelle.
We try to be nice.
That's right. All right. We'll move on to, and by the way, just so everybody's aware, because I saw Lori, you taking pictures of the police report, right? When he was up there, that's actually going to be posted on our website under the police page. So you can actually get that. And so is this report is posted under the financials, under the treasurer's office. No, I don't care if you take them. Just for your record, you don't have to take pictures if you don't want. Okay. All right. Got it. Got it. No, you're good. All right. We'll move on to item 5, the consent agenda.
Mayor Chadwick.
Councilwoman Solomon.
Move to approve the consent agenda consisting of 5A, approval of claims, 5B, approval of minutes for July 1, 2025. I'm sorry, what?
No, it was the July 1st. The first Tuesday and, it should be the July 1st because it's the first Tuesday. Yep.
Is the first the right date?
That's the correct date.
Okay.
What he's looking at on a different thing is not correct.
Oh, okay. 5C, Inspirato, number 3, subdivision final plat. We're going to remove item 5D for Inspirato number 4 and remove item 5E, Stardale Place subdivision. But also approving 5F, Star Point subdivision, vacation of easement, 5G, Milestone Ranch South subdivision, findings of fact, conclusions of law, and 5H, resolution 2025-04, Ada County Comprehensive Plan Amendment to adopt 2024 capital improvement plan and development impact fee study for Ada County Jail, Coroner, and EMS.
All right, we have a motion, and just to be fair to you, that got adjusted here just recently after you downloaded that packet, so. Okay. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, a second by Councilman Wheelock. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Hershey.
Aye.
Wheelock.
Aye.
Salmonson.
Aye.
All right, that motion carries. All right, we're moving on to our action item, our fiscal year 2022-23 audit. And we will have you come up here, sir, state your name and well, you don't have to use address. We don't need your address, but your name for the record.
Perfect. So I'm Jordan Swigart from Swigart, John and Associates. This is your audit for the year ended September 30th, 2023. I'll briefly go over the numbers, kind of talk about the findings we had in the audit. But as I'm going through, if you have questions, want me to go into more detail, please stop me. More than happy to do that. I'll start on page 3 of the audit report. It says independent auditors report on the top. This is our opinion on your financial statements. What this says is that we looked at your financial statements, we looked at the supporting document, the invoices, the bank statements, how things were being recorded in the system. And in our opinion, after all the adjustments were made at the end of the year, the financial statements are materially correct, meaning everything's gotten recorded in the system and everything is there. From there, I'm going to jump forward to page 8. This is your balance sheet as of September 30th, 23. So it's kind of where those ended. So you have 2 separate funds. You have the general fund, which is almost everything runs through that. And then the impact fees for the park are kind of segregated into their own fund because of the restrictions on those. So the general fund, you ended with about $11.8 million. And then the impact fee, you had just under $2.2 million of impact fee sitting there. On the general fund, those other items, just kind of going through them. Property taxes of 27, that's just back taxes that have not been collected by the county yet. Accounts receivable, $256,000. Those are fees and things that are processed but just weren't collected by the end of the year. Interest receivable of $23,000. That's just the September interest on the state investment pool. And then other receivables of $69,000. Due from other governments, $403,000. That's sales tax that comes in October. That's for that prior year. And then prepaid expenses of $28,000. Most of that's insurance, that the insurance period is just different than your fiscal year. On the liability side, accounts payable, 1.7 million, 1.6 million. That's just timing of invoices that came in after year end that were for that year. And then land use bond payable of 187. That's land use bonds that you're holding. They just haven't been paid back or absorbed yet. Any questions on that? All right, from there, I'll jump to page 10. This is the income statement on those funds. So you can see the general fund in 23, you brought in just over $16 million. And then the impact fee fund brought in about 1.3 million. The general fund spent $16 million. And then the impact fee spent $1.7 million. And then there were some transfers. So overall, the general fund increased its reserve for the year by just under $12,000. And then the impact fee decreased by about $480,000, which is kind of what we expect as those impact fees are spent. Any questions there? All right, from there, I'm going to jump forward into the notes. Here we'll just hit a couple. I'm going to jump all the way to page 17. This just shows where your cash was sitting at the end of the year. So about $9 million of your cash was in bank accounts. You had about $2.8 million in an external investment pool. That's the state investment pool. And then you had about $2 million of CDs that you were holding at the end of the year. From there, I'm going to skip forward again. I'm actually going to just skip forward all the way I'll skip to page 31. I'll just show these 31 and 32. I'm just going to kind of point out some things there. Page 31 breaks down one more page. This just shows all the different revenue streams for the general fund, what was budgeted versus what actually happened for the fund. Overall, if you kind of scroll down on the PDF up there, total revenue came in at 16 million. We had budgeted a little under $9 million, so came in over budget there. And then similar 31 and 32 and 33, so the next two pages. And this just shows the expenses by detail for the general fund, the budget versus what actually happened. Overall, the bottom of page 33, 34 on the PDF, you were over by about $5.9 million. Most of that, if not all of it, was fees collected, impact fees, the billing fees that were coming in and passing out caused that to go over budget. From there, I'll jump forward to page 35. So in the state of Idaho, all government entities, in addition to just looking at the financial statements, we also look at controls over financial reporting and compliance with financial reporting. We had two findings that we had during the year. If you turn over to page 37, 38 on the PDF. The first one was bank reconciliations. Bank reconciliations are kind of the underlying thing, the way to month check and make sure everything's recorded, everything's correct. Those were not being done in a timely manner, which is why this audit is being presented now for 2023. So those really, that is one of the key controls to make sure things are done correctly, things are recorded correctly, and all your transactions are recorded, are doing monthly bank reconciliations. So those really should be ideally done within 30 days after month end there. So that was not being done there. And then the other one really is a direct cause of that. Audits in the state of Idaho should be done 9 months after year end. So by the June after that year. So we're a year past that at this point, and that was because of those reconciliations. So that's kind of a high overview there of everything. I know that's kind of a lot of information there. Any questions for me?
I just want to make some statements real quick about that,
Yes?
about those two recommendations. This is why we made a change last year in our treasurer and audit, or our clerk positions. So this doesn't reflect on our current treasurer. She's been working her butt off for the last year to get this stuff done.
Correct.
Right, her and our clerk.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. And so there's things that have been put in place to make sure that that doesn't happen again, right? But we got an amazing team that's going on right now. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that this is not a result of our current treasurer and stuff. And that's why we made that change last year. Thank you.
Yep. No, I appreciate that. And just to kind of, not to foreshadow, but just be aware that when we do the 24 audit, we are looking at what actually happened in 24. So a lot of times recommendations when an audit's this late kind of repeat for a year or
Yep.
two, just because there was no way you could have put this implementation in 24 just because of the late.
And so he got the 23, and I appreciate you guys working your butt off too to get this done on top of everybody else, right?
Yep.
And then-
No, and the 24, like you said, they're working hard to get those reconciliations caught up. We really can't start the audit until those are caught up. But as soon as those are caught up, we will put, as much force as we can to get that done as quickly as possible.
And so we're hoping
Time
to see that.
sensitive, you have to have it. So that is our goal. So we will push to have that.
And then we'll be caught up and good to go.
Yep.
Okay?
Right. Then there's no questions. Then you'll just want to make a motion to accept the
didn't-
audit report.
You didn't ask. Let's see if
Oh.
you guys got any questions yet?
I-
I like how you're thinking, no questions, but
I would welcome questions. I was, from the looks I was getting, it didn't seem
do
like
you
there
got any
were
questions or anything?
Mayor Chadwick.
Councilwoman?
So in your recommendation about the reconciliation, I did see that you recommend that the bank accounts, that they're reviewed / initiated by the mayor or council. In your experience, like, what do you most often see? Is it just the mayor that would do that, or that?
Yeah, the mayor's pretty common. Every city's different. We do some cities where the mayor, they don't have a full-time mayor, so a member of the council sometimes reviews those ones. Really, what we like to see is that they're being done timely and that someone outside of that office is verifying that they are being done. So if the mayor's looking at that, that's
Reviewing.
great. If a council member wants to look at it to double check that, mean, that's fine too, but I think the mayor is sufficient.
Yeah,
So what
okay.
we're, so when she reviews those ones, we'll have my initials on them too, showing that I reviewed them
Okay.
as well.
Yep. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I think that's the only question I had.
Okay. Councilman Hershey or Wheelock, any questions? No? So then he has a recommendation now.
Yep. So I'll just say two things. Number one, if you do have questions later because you're looking at it, my number's on the top of those letterheads. Feel free to reach out. And then the others is an action item. So you just want to make a motion to accept the audit report. And then we'll get working on 24 as fast as we can.
Okay,
Mayor Chadwick,
Councilwoman?
I'll move to accept the 2022-23 audit report.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second.
I second that.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Solomon and a second by Councilman Hershey. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Hershey,
Aye.
Wheelock,
Aye.
Solomon.
Aye.
All right, that motion carries. Thank you. We are at the end of our agenda for tonight. You believe that? It's 7:36 and we are adjourned.